Hello, couch co-opers, couch potatoes, and couch codependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show. I'm Ian, and on the show tonight, on the couch tonight, we got Dave, and we got Aaron. What up, boys?
What up?
What up?
Hello.
Hey.
Woot, woot, woot. You guys have a nice weekend? You guys doing nice this evening?
It was good. It was pretty mellow for the most part, and it was actually nice for a change. So
Yeah,
cold as hell, though. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I think everyone's just waiting for the snow, or not, as the case may be.
Oh, I want it so bad.
Right.
Anyway.
I do too, actually.
So Jared, I don't know. Jared got lost out in the ether somewhere, and he couldn't make it home tonight. I don't know where he's at.
Maybe he's stuck in Eastern Oregon.
Maybe. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, they did get hit with snow out there, I think.
And then Nick was out in Vegas this weekend, and so he's recouping at home. And we have a bit of a Las Vegas themed ish show tonight. So, but we'll get to that in a minute. First of all, this is the Couch Co-op. We are a podcast. We're on all the major podcasting platforms. You can find us, iTunes, Spotify, Audible, all the places you can listen to us. Super, super exciting for this wonderful video game podcast. They cost you nothing, and we ask nothing of you except listen and maybe leave us a comment once in a while. You can also find the show live on youtube.com/milkmanpictures, where we're streaming right now, or you can find the recorded episodes archived on also this youtube.com/milkmanpictures, where people seem to like to watch us more than listen to us, which is weird. So that's cool. But first, as we get the show going, I failed, Nick. I did not. I was so lazy. It was a Sunday. I had time. I could have gone and bought some bottled Rainier, but I didn't. He asked me to do a beer battle of bottled Rainier versus canned Rainier. And it's like, I honestly just don't give a shit about that. Like, I like them both equally. I know that he and his hypersensitive taste buds can taste the metallicness, and I probably could too if I really gave a shit, but I really don't give a shit. I find the beer equally fine. I'm not that kind of, I don't know.
All I know is that beer tastes of the other beer.
Do you guys care about that? Is there any beers that it really just drives you nuts, or is like, you don't care?
No, I kind of feel like if I tasted an A to B, maybe I'd notice, but not too much.
Not really.
I'm not going to stop drinking it.
True that.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, because if you had a beer in a bottle, like let's say, I don't know, Heineken Forever, and you use that, and all of a sudden you try a can, and it's like, oh, this is different. Still tastes the same, but it's a little different because the metallic from the can. Are you going to stop drinking it? More than likely, no. At least that's my opinion, but
it's never been enough of a flavor. Like, I've never really had it where it was just so, like, it would turn me off.
Yeah, no.
And generally,
if I didn't like the beer,
after the first couple, I don't think you fucking notice anymore.
Nope.
Yeah.
You're already buzzed and your tongue is numb, so makes sense.
Yeah. And the other thing is, you're drinking it fresh. I don't know if you ever had an old can of soda that's like 2 years old or whatever, and the flavor disappears. And it's not like you ever drink a beer that's that old, or not deliberately.
I have a question, Dave. Then, like, in beer bottles, does the light affect the beer? Like it does wine?
I think it can do in clear bottles. That's why you don't get a lot clear. That's why they're always brown or green.
I think it's like I think.
But shit like cerveza, like Mexican beers are fine and clear. It's like, fuck it, light can affect it all they want.
Well, it's more because those kind of beers are generally refrigerated anyway, and they're drunk fresh. Whereas like brown bottle beers would tend to be a bit higher alcohol and have more delicate hop flavors and stuff that might get affected.
So something like Rainier that's in a brown bottle, the brown bottle is pretty much pointless, you would say? Maybe?
Yeah.
Just pretty much.
I don't really know, to be quite honest.
Okay, I'm just trying to get to the science of it.
I think
Doctor.
I think the reason why it's in brown bottles is clear bottles because I think I think it has to like if the sun hits it too long and makes it like, it changes the not DNA but like the flavor profile like a skunky
Yeah,
thing.
that was my my understanding was that it makes it skunky. It basically.
Oh, so that's why they like it in the Corona, let's say. It's like, make that thing skunk.
Yeah.
Make it so
Yeah.
Jared does not like it. Yeah.
I wonder just how much of it is tradition as well. You know that
Sure.
True.
bottles are.
Well, Nick,
That's a good point.
for you, I will just say that the bottle is better. Because that's what you want to hear.
Yep.
Anyway, let's move on from that not beer battle to this day in gaming history. And since Jared's not here, we have Jared number 2, Dave, taking over. So what you got for us, Dave?
Oh, you know, it's another quiet February, really. So 15 years ago, 2010, Star Trek Online came out, and I used to be quite a big Star Trek fan. So I never, but for some reason, I never played it. I think probably
Really?
because that's it. Yeah, probably because that was about when my kid was born.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
You know, so around then, I probably was not playing that many video games, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
There's a bunch of other little games came out, and then the only one that really stands out and makes me feel really old is Sonic the Hedgehog 3 on the Sega Genesis.
Oh.
That came out 31 years ago in
30.
1984.
Oh fuck, that makes me feel old.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I remember that coming out.
And I'm the youngest one.
Aren't you still in your fucking 30s, Aaron?
Late 30s. I turned 38 in 2 months.
Jesus Christ.
Man.
So you
But
were
yeah.
fucking, what, 7? Ish?
7, 6, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my brother getting it, and it's like, man, damn.
To go back to Star Trek Online, I've actually played that. And it is actually kind of fun.
Is it still going on now?
Yeah,
or
you
is
can
it
go,
just
Dave.
ended?
You can. It's in the free to play on the PlayStation store.
Wow.
You can just download. It's free
That's
to play.
impressive.
Yeah, you just go on there and pop in.
I know
and,
I knew it went free to play like a long time ago.
Oh yeah,
Like, yeah.
and it looks pretty good. It looks kind of. What would I say? It looks like it's kind of between Mass Effect and what's that other game that BioWare did? The Star Wars one, Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Knights of the Old
Yeah.
Republic.
It's like it
yeah.
looks in between there, I would say, and that's where it kind of
Yeah.
lives. Anyway,
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. Those are 2 great
it
games.
probably
If
looks
it's in the
better
middle
now.
of that, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, they probably had some updates. I mean, it's still running, so it's like they
Yeah.
probably have done some
Yeah.
stuff to it. I haven't played it in forever.
They had of.
Yeah, that's one of those games that just passed me by, and I might have played it. And it's probably just because I didn't want to get in an online game that would suck all my time at the time.
I feel like it
Right.
has starships too, and I don't think I ever got that
Yeah.
far, but I think it has that too.
I seem to recall like you can have like starship battles and all sorts of stuff.
I just did all the planet side stuff, but I think it gets more robust. Anyway, you should check it out, Dave.
Yes.
Cool. So that's all that happened this day in gaming history. February, it's the month of love, as Valentine's. It's it's Black History
yes.
Month and also the month of love. So
That's right.
Yeah.
I guess we decided that I was gonna do the demo this week. Because we both had
Found it.
demos.
I demo too.
But yeah.
But I have because I'm paying for PlayStation Premium. It unlocks. I have trials. I can do the trials,
so
which
you
is
get
like
the trials
demos.
of the games, but-
So I'm gonna call my segment on trial.
Oh.
And so on the docket today is Exo Primal from Capcom, and this game is guilty of being fucking dumb. That's not a bad thing,
That's
but it's the world has gone to shit because there's like these weather dinosaurs fall from the sky as like weather storms, like weather patterns,
As they
What?
do, yeah.
as they do.
Yeah.
And then
I've
it's just
heard
like
of
a
this. I've heard
horde
of
shooter.
Batman.
It's a horde shooter. You have like you have different classes of mechs or like super suits, like in I don't know, like you have like your tank and your like healer and your assault, but it's not an online game. It's kind of a live servicey game, but it's not like online. It's like a co-op game, but you can play solo. And
Weird.
The one thing I will say that I did not like about this trial, because most of the trials on the PlayStation Network are 2 hours long. This one was a measly 30 minutes. So like you barely get through the fucking tutorial, and then you have to like. I just started fucking pushing through the story beats to get to the actual story or the game.
You're like, I want to play this.
Let's play this. You're gonna give me 30 minutes? Like, come on.
Jesus.
But it is some dumb fucking fun. It's like that. I think I told Jared, but it's like Earth Defense Force. Like instead of giant bugs, it's just dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, raining dinosaurs.
Yeah. Once you kill the dinosaurs, and there's like generally like one giant dinosaur you have to fight, and you upgrade your weapons and your suit, and each suit has different. One of the suits actually can control a dinosaur and use the dinosaur to attack other dinosaurs.
It sounds like it could be very dumb.
If this game went on sale for like $9.99, I'd probably get it. Or if it went on it was offered on as a game in the library, I'd play it. I'm not gonna pay for it.
Right.
Is it a full price game?
Currently, it's like $60. I've seen it on sale for like 30.
Yeah.
It's kind of I think it was Capcom has done so well the last few years. Like Capcom's been one of the most successful. Like you look at all these other like gaming companies, and they've like fallen and done stupid shit. Like obviously Capcom, with all their Resident Evil and Monster Hunter and all that stuff, they've done really well. And I guess oh fuck it, we'll make this game and see what happens. I guess I don't know. And obviously it didn't hit. It didn't hit. But it is.
Yeah, they're kind of like the Keanu Reeves of the gaming community right now. They can do a bunch of great things and bangers, but then they can do one stupid thing, and it's like,
whatever. We'll forget it. It's fine. But it is not. It's not that it's bad. It is fun. No. It's just a weird game. It's just a very bizarre. Like you got to question them. Like, let's just release this at a full $60, and like people are gonna love this. I was like, well, I don't know about that, but it is kind of fun. Right. It's kind of dumb, and so like I wouldn't recommend buying it. I wouldn't. I'd buy it for super cheap, but it's not bad. It's fun. So it's kind of one of those things that's on a list that if I see it at a price point that I'm like, fuck it, I'll pull the trigger. But I don't know. We could all run around and just kill dinosaurs. It's literally that. It's like literally you just run around and kill hordes of dinosaurs. It's weird. But the way that they buy into it, the news talks about the fronts and the dinosaurs fronts, and it's just weird. It's funny. I don't know. The shooting feels good. It's all kind of has that edgy, like, oh hey, I don't know, it has that kind of funny, very like what Japanese thinks of westernized civilization. The kind of that kind of stuff. It's I don't know. It's kind of charming in its own right, but my verdict is that it's guilty of being dumb, and that's Exoprimal on trial. All right, that's going to be my thing when Dave doesn't have a demo. Though Dave had a demo this week, but I wanted to try my new segment, so there we go. Woohoo!
I was trying to find a gavel one, but I don't have one.
All right, well I can work on that. I can find one. I need to make some new sounds.
Guilty or other.
Yes. I also need to like look into more court puns, I guess, or court related themed ideas. Anyway, like I said earlier, Nick, Lord Bearstro, went to Vegas for a wedding, and I thought it'd be fun in honor of Nick drinking. He like littered our Discord this weekend with all him drinking and getting drunk. And
yes.
Anyway,
photos of
drunk
beers.
Rants.
Yes. So I thought, well, what are our top 3 favorite bars, brothels, casinos, strip clubs, dance clubs in video games? What is kind of a funny, silly thing. They're all readily apparent in video games. They're all over the place, which, just kind of for fun. What are some of the ones that stick out in your mind in video games? And just a silly, simple thing to talk about. in honor of Nick, because he probably didn't.
Right.
He probably went to bars, but he probably didn't do strip clubs. Probably didn't do dance clubs. Probably didn't do a brothel. He's
No.
definitely in a casino, but
No.
I doubt he gambled.
Well, casino in Vegas is like saying going to the ocean on the Oregon coastline. Duh.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, who wants to go first?
Go on, I'll go first.
All right.
So in no particular order, but or at least there was. I'll start with my third one, which was Afterlife in Mass Effect 2.
There you go.
I always thought the like aesthetic was really cool with the starry strippers and the bar, and then you end up in fights and all the rest of it.
And you can also dance.
Yeah, it always makes me laugh
Ugh.
when you dance in Mass Effect. It's so bad.
It just reminds me of Elaine from Seinfeld. If you guys watch the episode where they make Elaine, Elaine
Right.
dances, it's so
Right.
awful. It's like, oh my god, it's
Yeah.
terrible.
It's like, I wonder if they motion captured that, because it's so. And if they did, it's like they
Probably
obviously motion
easily.
captured me dancing or
Probably
something.
simply, not like
Yeah.
really in depthly. Because like that game's how old? So
Mhm.
they probably captured it to a degree. What I
Yeah.
like about the
Like-
Afterlife is that the game goes out of its way to set so much story in that bar.
Mhm.
Like you keep
Yes.
going back to it.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's kind of like a hub, isn't it? Of a hub of
Oh, yeah.
hub of things. But I just like that, and I like that it's central to the story, and
hmm
you know.
Right.
So that was one. That was the first one that came to mind.
All right.
Uh,
How about you, Aaron?
well, I'm gonna actually go with Mad Moxies in
Oh.
Borderlands is my number 3.
That's
that
awesome.
one was
Yeah.
that was a fun bar. That one was. I mean, I like the fact that it made it part of the whole thing. You could just go in randomly and have a drink and fight with people, and that was where some of the DLC happened, like the Sir Hammerlock stuff. And
It also has gambling in it.
it does, yeah. You could play the slot machine too. I think that's a trophy if you win a certain amount. I think I can't remember,
And
but
you get weapons
that was-
and
mhm.
probably,
It was really fun.
and obviously Mad Moxie probably the best bartender.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was kind of like if Harley Quinn owned a bar.
So my number 3 is kind of a twofer. I'm gonna, so stay with me here. So first of all, this first game I've never played, so this is kind of questionable, but it's tied to my other one that I have played. So there's a bar in Snatcher, which is a Kojima game, called Outer Heaven, where this redhead, and it's a pixelated like MSX game, and so it's
Yeah.
like dance and stuff. But Outer Heaven, if you're a Metal Gear Solid fan, is the base where Big Boss lives, or his Outer Heaven. So it's a callback to that in this game. Now, my tie-in with that is then oh my god, I'm gonna butcher this name. Konpeki Plaza Hotel Bar in Cyberpunk 2077, because
Oh,
that is
I
where
had a feeling that was coming somewhere.
Kojima is hanging out in the game as a cameo, and you can walk up to him and you can kind of interact with him. He kind of talks about his philosophy in video games, but I think, what do they call brain dances?
Oh
Anyway.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that is my number 3, kind of funny, tying in my Kojima love into this one arcing number 3.
Yeah, I
think
did think about the Cyberpunk one. But
so. All right, Dave, what you got for number 2?
for number 2, I've got Duke Nukem 3D.
Mm.
That was the
Oh.
first time I ever encountered a strip club or anything in a video game.
Well, yeah,
there's that
we-
level where you go in, and it's like got all the pig guys,
Yeah.
whatever. You kill
Yeah.
them all, and the pole dancers are up on the stage, and if you go up, you can give them some money, and they open the top, and you can see like the little pasties and stuff.
That
I
one was
mean,
huge on a lot of lists. I've never played Duke Nukem. I've never played Duke Nukem.
I remember
So-
playing that on PC when I lived in Denmark. That was a fun game to play.
Yeah, I think it came out in like 94, 95, so I remember playing it.
Yeah.
I at least having the shareware version and playing it in high school quite a bit because it was such a cool game, and it was the next evolution of like kind of first person shooters. Because I remember one of the things it had was you could look up and down as well as like unlike Doom where it's like all in kind of 2 dimensions really.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So, but yeah, I just remember and then the voice samples and all the rest of it.
Was it very
It's just
crude?
funny, and then you could shoot the strippers.
Of course.
No, yeah.
Of
Oh
course.
yeah.
Who wouldn't shoot the strippers?
Yeah.
Right. The strippers had it coming.
All right, Aaron, what you got for number 2?
All right, this number 2 is it's kind of a silly one, but in Simpsons Road Rage, you get to go to Moe's Tavern. I know it's a silly one, but like I was a huge fan. Like in the era of this time frame of the game, you could stop before you do like each time. It's just kind of that Crazy Taxi game from Dreamcast for
Yeah.
PS2. Poorly done, but but the fact that they actually get some of the voiceovers like Moe, Barney, the
You
cop.
could go for a drink before you go driving.
Well, that's Homer, so yeah, of course you would do that. But no,
A
I just
game,
like the fact.
as a game, kind of aimed towards children. Of course, let's go to the bar before we drive.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think I got that in PS2 as a when I got my PS2 at the same time as the
Yeah, because
Christmas
wasn't the
present.
Hit and Run and Road Rage for the 2 Simpson ones?
Yes,
One of those
yes.
games is really good, and one of them sucks. I
Hit
can't
and Run is
remember which
awesome.
one.
That's the
Yeah.
GTA like,
Yeah.
but also has
Yeah,
Moe's. I didn't even think about Moe's, Aaron. That's a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact that they pulled out all the stops to get every like voice cameo. Like, I mean, yeah, it's probably just voice bites they pulled, but it's it was great. I loved it so much, and I was a huge fan of Simpsons when I got it. So I even had like the Homer Simpson slippers and all the other things. But anyway, it was a really good one. Like, oh yes, I get to go into Homer's bar. This is awesome because you only see it on TV, but. And of course, everybody
Technically, you're
just
still only seeing it on TV, Aaron.
touche. But you get to play as Homer and walk into
Sure.
the bar itself.
Of
So
course, of course.
it's a different one.
Oh, dude,
Not
I would
much, but
kill
still.
for like. I mean, I liked Hit and Run, but if they
Mhm.
redid like Hit and Run, that'd be kind of sick. Like just a full on Simpsons game, like just with all the like
Yeah.
lore and history of that game built into like a open world Simpsons game. That'd be pretty sick, man.
Well, they could do it now.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they got a massive history too.
That's
Like,
what I'm
it's what,
saying.
30? Yeah,
Those South
35
Park games
years.
were fantastic. So
Yeah.
it's like you could do
Oh, man.
something.
Just it's crazy. When was the last time they've actually did a real actual Simpsons game? It's been fucking forever. I feel like
Probably hit and run.
it's wild. Anyway.
Which sucks 'cause that's a great thing. But yeah, that's number 2 for me.
My number 3 is from Saints Row the Third, a little brothel called Safe Word. It's a little bondage brothel, or it's wild. And you go and you save this fucking pimp with the voice box. I forget his name right now, but when you go in there, you wake up in there, you're naked and you're about to become. So you escape it naked. You're pixelated a little bit, but it's one of the funniest missions. It's one of the most memorable. And then as you're escaping in this firefight, you're in like this bondage horse donkey carriage thing, and you're shooting, and it's wild. It's one of the things I remember the most from this game, and I was just like, this is gonna be my. That's why I had to put. That's why I had to put brothels,
doesn't it?
huh?
All right.
It's also what Saints Row is lost.
Yeah, it's
series.
and it never really came back. Like Saints Row the Third is like the pinnacle, and then it just kind of it never recovered.
Yeah, the fourth
from that.
wasn't bad, but yeah.
The fourth is just basically the DLC expanded into a full game. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just remember that mission being like, what the fuck this is crazy. And he just keeps singing with his like voice auto-tuned. I don't know, I can't do it, but it's fucking hilarious. It's a very memorable mission. Anyway.
I love
So that's
that
my
stuff. That's
number
crazy.
2. What's your number
I
one,
miss that
Dave?
old Saints Row. My number one is, I know it's a game we're talking about playing, but the Saboteur.
There we
Uh,
go.
the the bar in there, it's La Belle de Night, or Night. I'm not sure.
Basically,
My
the burlesque
French
house.
is, yeah, it's burlesque. I love that it's like the center of the story. Like you have a safe room in the back, so it makes you kind of go back there all the time. I love the fact that you switch on the game and the first scene you see is in there of like the lady with. Um, my only problem is I have a Xbox copy of it and I don't have the DLC code to get the nudity. Because remember
Oh,
when
I
they
have the
released
nudity
it,
on my PS3
I
version.
was going to
Of
say
course.
when they released the game, it came with a DLC code for free.
Yes.
But if you bought it secondhand, obviously the DLC code you would have to buy it, and like they just have little pasties on them instead. But
Oh,
it's really well rendered, and it's kind of a fun place to be, and it's a real part of the story as well. It's not
Yeah,
just
there's some
like,
like firefights in there, if I
yeah,
remember, towards the end or something.
yeah, it's not just a like, oh, we did this because you know
Right. Uh,
it's more
that's
for character.
definitely an honorable mention I have on mine.
Yeah,
oh,
that was the first one that came to mind, just because I actually did play the Saboteur a little this weekend. So
there you go.
Sweet.
yeah,
Cool.
Yes.
How about you, Aaron? What's your number one?
Well, my number one was Days number three, the Afterlife in Mass Effect. But here's the thing. I loved it so much. It was such a good thing as integral to it. If I remember right, in the third one,
Purgatory.
Purgatory, yeah,
yeah, I did think
it
about
makes a
Purgatory.
comeback, and it's awesome because that's in the DLC. If I remember right, that comes in the game whole massive thing.
Mm,
You can get Arya
that's
to
true.
play with too. She is a fucking. I don't know how much of a badass she was really until you play with her, and like she has some fucking wicked ass powers, and I'm like, God, I'm glad I didn't have to fight her at all in the game. Oh, she probably would have whooped my ass.
Sorry, the
Um,
hermaphrodite race that will have sex with anybody.
true, true. But no, it was that bar is also really good too, and I kind of like the fact you didn't really get to dance as much in that one. But I'm like, thank God, because that was awkward to watch, just so
Yeah,
awkward to watch.
the robotic dancing.
Oh
Right.
yeah, and it's like, what are you doing, guys? Come on, stop it.
This is how
Just,
you develop his
just knock it
dance.
off.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So for my number one, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't write down the mod author's name. I should have. Um,
I
but
thought it might be a mod.
it's a mod
I had a
for
feeling.
Skyrim called the Clubhouse.
Oh,
And if you,
Such an innocent name.
yeah. So, and I don't think Dave's played Skyrim, but Aaron, you have, right?
I play a little bit. Yeah, yeah.
In the beginning, you do the 1,000-step walk up to the Greybeards.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, halfway up the mountain, there's a clubhouse there, or the mod puts it there, and you
Nice.
walk in, and it's just naked chicks, and then because you're modding, you now have new animations, so then you can proposition them for private dances, or you can go back and you can just fuck them. So
Of course.
it's debauchery, and it was just come on, it's the pinnacle of pervy Ian gameplay, and it's actually a very early mod. It's like one of the first mods. As I was going down this journey way back in the day, I just remember it as being the clubhouse. It's fairly positive, and a lot of people say download it. And then you figure
Of
out what it is.
course.
And
And
it's
you
just like,
see it like, oh, this
whoa,
is me.
I didn't realize we could do all this in Skyrim. That's cool. And then it just went me down another path of like Skyrim.
Yeah,
There you
so it was
go.
one of those
It just got
ones that
worse
opened your eyes
and
to
worse.
It
And
just
worse and worse.
learned.
But it's great. It was just like, it was funny, and I should have found the mod author's name, because then Skyrim just became Skyrim should just be called the strip. I mean, when you see Skyrim on Ian's desktop and you click it, it's just like, you should just know that it's not Skyrim. It's like the I don't know, Crazy Horse 3 in Vegas. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just not gonna be Wizards and Warriors. It's gonna be
Right.
Pimps and Hoes. I don't know. But yeah, that's my number one. Because Saboteur is a good one because you do actually go back to that place quite a bit. But a lot of these places you never, like in Saints Row, I never go back to the safe word. And
Right.
I only went to that cyberpunk bar the one time for the for the mission, But I was,
Right.
I was at the clubhouse quite a bit. Just I don't
Like
know why.
Moxie's is somewhere you go as well.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
So some of these places you frequent for just
yes.
random reasons. Anyway.
Right.
Uh I have some honorable mentions. I don't know if you guys do.
I have a one or two. Yeah.
I would like to throw out the Vanilla Unicorn in Grand Theft Auto 5, where they have the mini game of like doing the private dances, where you try to touch her a lot. You're trying to get it, but like there's a bouncer who walks back and
Yes,
forth.
I remember that one.
So she's doing a dance, and then you have to like stop, and then you kind of keep going, and then at some point she falls in love with you, and she'll come back to your apartment and have sex with you. Or you can pick her up. If you pick her up during the day, she won't do anything. But if you pick her up at night, she'll give you a blowjob in the car. So and then at a certain point in the game, you can own the bar, and then this bouncers don't matter anymore. But I never got to that point. I guess I don't remember ever owning that. You can buy real estate in the bar, so I'm gonna throw that
Actually, I
out.
remember you could buy all the places.
And then I just had the Afterlife and Purgatory for Mass Effect 2 because those are very memorable. A lot of story beats happen in those places. So
Oh yeah.
anyway, if you guys have any others,
Well, the one I actually do, I only went to it once or so, but I wish I could do more. And it was the Seventh Heaven from Final Fantasy, 7. That one was. It's like a bar. It's like a bar you go to during the. Like just kind of chill there for a while. It's very quiet and cozy. It's like, okay, this is nice. And it was. I mean, no, I mean a lot went on in there. It's where we met the main people, but it was so. It's actually really nice in there. I wish I could have did more. Like I wish it could have did more. Like it should have been more.
they do a lot of meetings in there. Huh? It's like they meet there and then leave. It's like a base, right?
Yeah, yeah. In the beginning, anyway. Yeah, and after that, that's it. Like wish you could do a little more. Like have a drink or dance or something. I'm not saying be a rowdy dick or anything, but it'd be nice to go in there like, hey, yeah, the meeting, hey, bye. More than that, that'd be nice to have.
Didn't in the older Grand Theft Auto strip clubs, didn't they have like a dancing mini game?
Uh,
Or wasn't there something with a dancing mini game in a strip club? Maybe Saints Row. I don't know. I feel like there was a dancing mini game in one of them.
Sounds familiar, but I can't remember.
Anyway.
yeah, it does kind of ring a bell.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Our top 3. Last week we were done. We were like topical and being like an important voice of video games. This week we're back to our stupid shit, doing top 3s on shit that no one cares about, and that's what I love about our show.
We try to be
interesting that all our games are quite old, actually.
right.
It is. Well, I did put Cyberpunk in there.
Yeah, Cyberpunk.
I was gonna. I guess I put Cyberpunk in, but I just can't remember the bar very well.
There's the other bar where there is like you get a lot of missions in.
Yeah, I vaguely remember a bar in Red Dead Redemption 2, but
They always have them, but they're not like super memorable. Like Aaron picked like great ones as far as like Moe's, and then Mad Moxie is a bar. They have good bars maybe in games like Afterlife but the bartenders are just generic and dumb.
Yeah,
Like, it'd be cool if they had like a memorable character like Moxie, because Moxie is not a playable character or anything, but like she's fucking memorable as fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like if Harley Quinn owned a bar, and she also inspired so many cosplayers now today. It's like she didn't really even do anything in the game. She just was chatty.
It's like in Saboteur. It's like I know that there are characters in that burlesque house thing, but I can't think of one like that is like whoever the leader of is that bar is. She's not super memorable in my head right now.
Yeah.
Maybe she will be when I go back to it, and then
the bar itself is more memorable
than like
people.
Right. Anyway,
Right.
I don't know.
It's just
There's
it's
the
hard to
thing,
remember
but
some.
those are things that like games could work on.
Mm-hmm.
Making the bartender
I
like this is
agree.
the place you're gonna hang out a lot. Maybe make the bartender super memorable and the bar memorable.
Right.
Anyway,
No,
Yeah.
that should be. I mean, well, that's what I'm saying. It's like they need to do like if they're gonna have places where you go to like a bar or a hotel or whatever. It's like make it more memorable than just the missions you did or whatever happens. It's like some people don't want to. Some people want to remember other parts of the game. Like, oh yeah, I remember the mission. I remember the guns, and no. It's like anything else about the game? No, that's about it.
or just make it
Which
really
is
sexy
fine.
if it's a strip club. I mean, come on. Let's work
Yes,
on those.
yes.
Let's work on those polygons, guys.
Yeah.
We have the you have the power now.
Yeah,
Make
we
it
have the
work.
power now, so they take it out. They don't give it to you.
Yep,
It's like,
exactly,
Anyway, that's just one
exactly.
pervy gamer to another.
Well,
Anyway, all right.
we pervs.
That's our top 3 bars, brothels, strip clubs, dance clubs, and casinos in video games. Let's do some couch co-optionals. Dave, have you watched, listened, eaten, drank,
I
tasted,
have one.
done?
I just
Read?
finished reading a book
Oh, there you
called
go.
Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky, I think it is. I think that's how you say it. It won the Arthur C. Clarke Award for science fiction, and it was really good. Basically about this evolved race of spiders that come into contact with humans. And at first, I was like,
I just had the creepies happen there. Did anybody
yeah,
else?
it's like at first when I'm first reading it, I'm more interested in the like human because it's all from the human side and then the spider side, and I was more interested in the human side. But after a while, I like became much more interested in the spider side, which is kind of cool.
They're just giant spiders? Or are they like
Yep.
spider-like people?
No, they're like giant spiders.
Oh, like in Harry Potter, where they have the
'Cause
race of spiders.
the basic
Okay.
plot is that they were going to terraform this planet, and so they have a virus that kind of helps intelligence come out in species, and they were going to put some chimps down there and like come back in a few thousand years. It basically speeds up evolution, but things go wrong, and
Of
the
course it
natural
does.
spiders on the planet end up being this, getting the virus. So
Interesting.
lots of cool ideas.
Just separate from that. Did you watch the Adam Sandler Spider Spaceman movie?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious if like that
No.
is somehow related to this.
Was it any good?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I just like has a giant spider friend that he falls in love with or something from a
Oh,
planet.
I didn't realize. I just saw the spaceman and saw Adam Sandler.
No,
and I
he's
was
like alone in space, and then he befriends this spider creature alien, and it's like a giant fucking spider, and they talk and
Wow.
do stuff, and I just like
There's definitely something, isn't it?
it's like weird, and it's like it's got like middling,
Yeah.
like it's 50-60%. You know, it's like in the
Yeah.
middle. It's like you either like it or you don't like it. So I was just curious if you had seen it. You said spider space people, so I was just like, not people, like just spiders. Like he's just a spider. Anyway. How about you? What was that? No, name it. What was it again, Dave? What was it?
Children of Time.
Children of Time. Adrian Tchaikovsky.
Tchaikovsky, yeah. It's I'm actually reading the second one, the follow-up, Children of Ruin.
And it's the same kind of dealing with the same thing, just a sequel.
Yeah, it's set in the same universe. It's like a different, but it's not got the terraform. Well, it's not got the like evolutionary bit going on, or it's different.
Are these relatively new books, or have they been around for a while?
Yeah, I think this one is can't read what year it won, but it wasn't that long ago. I mean, it's like maybe 5 years old, 10 years old.
How many books are
I
in the
just picked-
series?
3 so far, I believe.
Cool.
I just picked it up when I was in England for something to read, and I really enjoyed it.
Cool.
Nice.
All right. How about you, Aaron? What you got?
Nice. Well, so mine's a bit more of a PSA. I started.
Don't smoke, kids.
No. Mine's actually more positive than that. I have pretty bad depression, anxiety, and I started therapy. it's I gotta tell you, find the right therapist and you'll feel better relatively quick. I've only been 2 sessions, but I feel like it's actually gonna do wonders. And man, it's actually been nice, actually, especially when the therapist fucking listens to you for a change. Like, ask you, what do you want to
Yep.
work on instead of what do they think you want to work on?
How long did you
It's
go? So, like, when you were going to the not, if you want, I don't know if you don't want to talk about this, it's fine. But when you were
not
going to
talk
the not so good therapist, how long did it take you to like just bail on that and find a new therapist?
about a few weeks. I mean, you kind of know relatively quick, but the first time it's like a meet and greet. Second time, you tell them what you want to tell them. And then
Yeah.
the third time, it's like that was kind of when I learned. They're like, wait a minute, I don't want to
Right.
talk about this. I
You're
want to talk
not
about this.
listening to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole point. You're my therapist, and I'm like, well, I will set up an appointment with you. No,
Well, good on you for
Yeah.
reaching out.
And good on you for
Mhm.
realizing the first one's not working. I
Yeah,
mean,
a lot of people
Yeah,
will get they'll be kind of get
yep.
stuck in it and just feel like they have to keep going and this is just how it is. But
Yep.
if it's not working for you, just quit, just move on. Like
Yeah.
in the
Been
times
there,
I
done
were,
that, bought the
yeah,
t-shirt.
yeah, in the times I've been to therapy, it's like this one's she's a
Yeah.
weirdo or he's a weirdo, and I was just like I don't want to. This is not comfortable. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
yeah,
should feel comfortable. Yeah, so
hmm
Yeah.
I mean
yeah.
the
No,
work isn't
that's
always comfortable,
No.
mhm.
but uh, you should have someone that makes you feel comfortable and you feel like talking to. So
Yeah, no. And this person also doesn't like make me stay after the allotted time frame. In fact, we're almost done, and she's like, "Well, that was a good session. I will talk to you in 2 weeks." Like, okay. And I looked at the time; it was like right on the button, 6 o'clock when it was done. I'm like, "Oh, thank God." I did not want to go over. I don't mind talking longer, but it's like
Yeah.
I like when people value the time slot.
it can be draining
Yeah.
That's all I
too.
want.
Sometimes you need to like,
Mm,
Yeah.
it is what it
You
is.
need a bit of time to process it after the fact, don't you?
exactly. But
But good
yeah,
on you
no,
for finding
No.
the help and reaching out and getting that help, Aaron. And then yes, people out there, don't be afraid to get help. I've done
Yep.
therapy.
So
So
have I.
don't be afraid of it. It's a very
Yeah.
useful thing. Like
it's
you
good.
go to the doctor for physical stuff, you can go to the doctor for mental stuff. So
Yes.
yes,
Yep.
PSA
Oh yeah.
on that, Aaron. Good job. Good on you, brother.
Yes.
What am I gonna? Shit.
You have one.
Do I have one? I mean, I guess I could. I just watched the Saturday Night Live movie,
I
Saturday
heard about
Night,
that.
directed by Jason Reitman. I really enjoyed it. I'm a big fan of SNL though, so I like watching SNL and I like old SNL, and I've been watching SNL for a very long time. So I think I'm the target audience. I think if you're not into SNL, it's probably not something you're really interested in. But I found it very interesting. It's like the film is centered on like the basically the 90 minutes running up to the first episode ever. So all the shit that
Oh,
goes
Yeah.
wrong, and that's what the film is. Like everything's crazy and chaotic, and they have like a lot of good like kind of oneers, like single shots of stuff going on, and it's kind of interesting. And it's not something I didn't know. A lot of it I knew, but they kind of
right.
make it in this kind of, and I feel like a lot of it's kind of a little uh, put in there just to make it seem like more of a story. But it's interesting. It's fun. I enjoyed it. I think it works. And so yeah, if you're an SNL fan, that Saturday Night is currently on Netflix. It just came out, I think,
Okay.
last week on Netflix,
Yeah.
so you can see it for nothing if you have Netflix. But yeah, I
See,
enjoyed it.
Nice.
it's funny because I actually was thinking about watching it because I heard a lot about it on podcasts and stuff like that, and I am. It's funny because I wouldn't call myself a fan of SNL, but like if I happen to stumble upon it, I don't change the channel until it's done. Like the whole show's done, like everything. I'm
Yeah.
like, like I said, I don't go on my way to find it, but if I find it by accident, I'm like, eh, I'm gonna watch you for the rest of the night.
I find the whole like the lore and the aura of the show more interesting. The show is hit or miss a lot of
Hmm.
times. Some of it's funny, some of it's not. It is what
Yeah.
it is. But the whole
Right.
idea that this has existed and the work that goes on behind it, and the hours they work to produce a live show. I find Lorne Michaels is very interesting and weird.
Yeah.
Kind of a daft
he's a lot.
person. He's a weird, interesting dude. So I find that all very interesting. Yeah, I don't know. So
he's a very particular person,
Yeah.
from what I understand.
It's funny too because the movie makes him seem like a very regular person. Maybe he was way back then, but I imagine
doing
that
it for 40 odd.
now the
50
amount
years,
of power and like what he's become, I feel like he's like this other thing. But but I still feel like he's I still feel like he's like the stepchild. Like they put, he's in the basement Saturday night at midnight. Like that's it's a very particular thing. Anyway, and other shows have tried, and to some have succeeded, but not the longevity that SNL has.
No,
and the amount of
the closest one is Mad TV,
and the amount of talent that show's churned out is pretty. I mean, you look at Jason Sudeikis, and then he goes on to Ted Lasso, Tina Fey, and he goes on to the amount of. And that's just more recent. Like you go, Eddie Murphy and
every 8
Dan Aykroyd. It's
Jim Carrey. You got Aykroyd. You got Bill Murray. No, not Bill Murray. What?
Yeah, Bill Murray was on. Bill Murray was on there.
Okay.
Chevy Chase. It's kind of wild. Like just the amount of talent that has come through that thing. So, but anyway. So that's my thing, and check it out or don't. I get that SNL is kind of a polarizing thing, so
right.
But I like it, so that's mine. Couch co-optional. I guess Dave, you got some trivia for us?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. Does anyone know what the code name for the next Xbox is? It may not end up being a code name, knowing the way Xbox names things. It could just and be its name.
Xboxed.
Well, you've got 50% of the code name.
Oh,
Xbox.
I'm gonna go Project X. Project Xbox.
Xbox Prime. Apparently, that's
Xbox
the.
God. Oh,
I know.
If I didn't have a headache that would give it to me.
Yep, another quality naming scheme by like as generic as the PlayStation is with the numbers. At least it kind of makes sense.
You see it coming.
But you know what?
But
you know what's wild about that, Dave? About PlayStation doing that is that no other console was doing that.
No, like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, wasn't
Sega, Atari, none of them.
They all had like names.
Game Boy, Game Boy Advance.
So like PlayStation's like, let's call it the PS2, and that's cool.
Yep.
And they found graphically they found a way to do it. It's like, all right,
the little laser design thing.
And once they did the PS3, that was it. It was set in stone, wasn't it?
So it is wild that Nintendo switched to. There was actually an article that talks about that. I didn't read it. I think on Polygon or something. They're talking about why would Nintendo brand it Nintendo Switch 2? Like they're like as if it was a missed opportunity or something. But it is weird that Nintendo like did that. Like because usually they've always, none of their consoles have had like a numerical.
Yeah.
No, because it's what the Wii, the Wii U, Nintendo, GameCube, Game Boy, Super Nintendo, 64. Nintendo 64, they had one, but
no, but that's not that's 64 for bit. That's not for numerical.
Yeah, that was
back
right.
when
Exactly.
There wasn't 63 Nintendos before that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just what I'm saying. I meant like
right.
They had numerical, but not chronological thing. But
Xbox Prime.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're honest, I'm surprised they're even going to bother with another console, man. I mean, they're pushing this whole Xbox Anywhere thing. It's like, why are you guys even bothering with that?
Right.
Yeah, I'm surprised, especially a console that's trying to pack some serious hardware. I could see them doing a console that was like a streaming box, essentially, where
and it's not selling.
Yeah,
no one's buying their fucking box. So,
yeah, which
it's
is
a
kind
cool
of
concept, though.
It's kind of funny when you look back to the Xbox 360 because that was a very popular console. I mean,
I
definitely.
love the 360.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
I mean, yeah, it was the third most popular console of that generation.
True. True. I
But
just
it was a pretty common console. It
It was
wasn't
the
like
most popular in the U.S. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, it's like a lot of people had them. not like-
Halo and Call of Duty. It was the Halo Call of Duty box. It was super.
Yeah.
it
popular.
was the Halo
Yeah.
Duty box. Let's be real.
But yeah, you would think that after the last two generations, they were like getting their ass. They'd be just like, yeah, let's just do this like thing where we put our software on everything. And it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, but we're still gonna spend a shit ton of money to develop another console that's not gonna sell. Sounds good. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Genius. Brilliant.
Sold.
I am curious though. Like, I mean, supposedly they're working on a handheld. Are they just gonna like create like a Switch type thing?
Or a Steam station. Or
Yeah,
whatever they
Steam
call
Deck
that
type
thing,
thing
yeah.
where it's just
Steam
like,
Deck, that's it, yeah.
where it's just like, yeah, this is the Xbox Prime. This is like you can plug it into a TV, or you can just play it on handheld, or you can just whatever. Maybe it's not a giant
Or I
console.
can-
Maybe it's like
I can just
Yeah.
like
the
collect
most
dust.
highest tech shoved into the smallest thing possible.
Yeah, kind of like a Switch with more power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you could,
That would actually be.
yeah. But then obviously you don't even need it. You can just log into your anyway, whatever. But it is
Right,
interesting that
right.
they're still. I think at some point they're just gonna finally jettison, because I think at the end of the day it'll just be Nintendo
Yeah.
and PlayStation doing consoles. I think Xbox does leave at some point.
Yeah, I think this next one's definitely got to be the last hurrah. I mean, at some point they've just got to cut the losses and go home.
I sure hope so.
Like Dave always says, I mean, Microsoft is a software company.
They
Yeah.
really are. I mean, every time they've tried, remember Windows phones and Zunes.
Oh yeah.
You know, they.
Ah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
they gave it a good
exactly.
run though. They did try.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
the Xbox and the Xbox 360 were definitely decent systems. Apart from even with the Red Ring of Death, I mean,
I mean, it's kind of funny, but
Yeah.
like, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, Xbox kind of pushed Nintendo out.
yeah,
Because that whole like Game Boy, Xbox, PlayStation 2, Nintendo's just like, all right, we're just not going to fuck with this anymore. We're just going to make a console that is a console that isn't going to keep up with
Yeah.
these guys, but it's just going to be about fun, but not about quality of like high end graphics or anything. We're done.
not how much hardware we
We're
can
here for
stick
fun,
into it.
not for
Yeah,
graphics.
we're not in the arms race here.
Yep.
And then it kind of
We'll
just
go play
split
with the
that,
marbles
basically.
over here.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, that's
Yeah.
okay. We got a little topical there for you guys.
Yes, we did. That's okay.
man.
But thanks. All right. That's another episode in the bank. You guys have anything else you want to add? I know that Dave beat the Suicide Squad. Aaron, you got your 4 hours in?
I did.
Okay,
I did.
so you
yes.
guys are ready. I'm ready. I beat Suicide Squad, so I'm ready. I think we're just waiting on Nick, who's about an hour or two in, and I don't know where Jared is. I think Jared was looking for an out. Like, I don't think Nick's gonna play this game, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't
Nick's
think he
been
was
playing
either.
this game, Jared. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't think Jared wants
I
to
think
play
he
it.
was. I mean, he did say the
Definitely-
Batman thing, but I feel like that was it.
Definitely have a lot to say about this
Oh,
game.
I have a lot to say about it too, but I want to make that like its own singular topic, kind of in line with like live service games, but then also about the game itself. Anyway, so that'll be an episode at some point, but we're just waiting on those guys to finish their hours. So that's coming up. Dave, Jared, and I have the Saboteur at some point. I imagine that's coming probably in March or something once we finish
Yeah,
the game.
I think it's a 10 or 15-hour game, isn't it? So if I remember right.
Yeah, it's like 10, 11 hours. That's why I was thinking
Yeah.
about just streaming it in like doing a one afternoon to 1 o'clock in the morning, just doing a fucking 12-hour stream and just playing it. So I'm thinking about doing that at some point. So that's kind of why I'm. And then I think Aaron, are you in for the fall? Are you guys in for the Fallout or not? I know
I need
you need
to
a
find
copy.
Fallout.
We need to find you a copy, but Dave,
Yeah,
are you
I
in
don't
for
have a
it?
copy of it.
Oh, you don't have a copy of it either. So both you guys need a copy. All right, so. I know.
But
I know Nick would love it if we did that. So,
we're playing Fallout 3, are we?
yes, for at least
that's-
the same kind of thing, 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
Until you like just can't take it anymore. But maybe if you guys just buy a copy and you and Aaron can share, that could also just work too. So you can just split a copy.
I think the main thing is it's on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then obviously,
I see. Find an Xbox copy. I have a 360
I mean, you can
actually.
probably
you have a 360. Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron,
Yeah, I got
Aaron
it
has a
from my-
360. So if you got on 360 Dave, you guys should share it, or we could get I could find a 360 copy for Aaron and Dave. You could get it probably on PC for like $5 or something.
I'll have to have a look because I think I maybe have a copy of it that I bought at the end and never really played it. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. I had it for PS3 and I got rid of PS3.
Anyway, it's one that I think it would be fun for Nick if we all did that episode. I think he'd really enjoy that.
Okay.
But yeah, that's neither here. I think the Suicide Squad is like kind of the one that's next up on the horizon. We're just waiting for those guys to get their hours done. So we'll just keep churning out regular episodes until they're done. So, anyway, listeners, that's what's coming up in the near future. Again, we're the Couch Co-op Show. We are, if you couldn't tell, we're a video game podcast. We're available on all the podcasting platforms. And we appreciate you listening, and leave us some feedback. We really enjoy it. We don't ask for anything else. No money, no nothing. Just fucking, say we suck or we're awesome. Either or. Very binary like that.
Yep.
Go
hang out with Ian. Milkman drinks a beer.
Yeah, you do that. You check out
on YouTube.
Or you can check out our Couch Co-op, where we all drink beers, varying groups or all of us, depending on the time and day. But anyway, I want to thank Dave and Aaron for joining me on the couch here tonight. A lot of fun. And hopefully next week we'll have all the boys back together.
Right.
I don't think there's anything crazy going on next week. I guess one should not say, because at any moment the world could end.
Yeah, the snow apocalypse.
Yes.
But anyway, thank you, listeners. It's been a pleasure. For Couch Co-op, I'm Ian, ready to please be excellent to each other. Wild stallions.